Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's really a simple stamping card. The only thing that makes it not so simple is that we're going to be using a little bit of masking. So let's get started. So we have a piece of Whisper White, and I believe it's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of Real Red, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I have a thick piece of 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 scored and folded at 4 1/4. Put these two aside for now. We're just gonna work on this one. We're using Bumblebee, Pear Pizzaz, Real Red, Wink of Stella, some masks done with just posted tape or posted note, Poinsettia Petals stamp set, and then I pulled in a sentiment. Oh, I know what, this one. I used this dotty stamp from Seaside Notions. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is with the open the Real Red. I'm going to move these other colors so they're not in my way. And I'm going to start by stamping my sentiment. That way I know it's not going to, that way I know I'm going to have room for it. So I'm going to tap in the red ink, and I'm on this bottom corner, maybe about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, 1/4 of an inch from the left side. I'm going to stamp my sentiment straight down, hold it for a minute, straight up. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with this poinsettia, and I'm going to ink that up. And there's a large leaf. I want that to be facing down. So I'm going to stamp this basically right in the center of my card. And then I'm going to bring in my post-it note. And I'm going to stamp it on the post-it note. And I'm going to bring in my snips, which I can't find right at there. They are. Woohoo! I found them. They were missing all day yesterday. And I'm going to fussy cut this out. It isn't difficult. You want to cut like on the line or just inside the line. Okay, and I think you get the idea. So I'm going to pause you and do this off camera. Okay, I'm back. I've got that cut out. So now I'm going to put it onto my flower that I previously stamped. That way we will guarantee that it is the forefront in front of all the leaves. Okay, oh, that's the wrong leaf. I want this one. Now I'm going to come in with the Pear Pizzaz and want the outline of the holly leaf, and get it inked well. Stamp one right here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Come in with my post-it note, and I'm going to stamp it on the post-it note and cut it out real fast. Okay, so we have that. Okay, let's take this leaf. Let's do some more leaves. Let's stamp one over here. Okay, then I'm going to take my mask and I'm going to figure out which way it goes. It goes this way. Cover up the leaf. And I'm going to stamp another leaf this way. Okay, come over here, I'm going to stamp another leaf. Didn't get that inked up well. It's alright. And then I'm going to come over here, I'm going to stamp one here. Take your time when you're inking so you get a nice, good, crisp image. This one's going to hang off the paper a bit. We're going to mask it. Move that mask from over here. So I'm going to stamp another one next to it. And move the mask again. And I'm going to stamp one here. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to bring in this other piece of the leaf, the filler part. I don't know if you can see it. And we're going to just go in and do the filler parts. So we'll do just the opposite. You know, we'll move our way around since that mask is already on there. We'll move it back around. Mask this leaf. One more. And let me take these off and show you. You could be done here. Oops, I didn't do the inside of this one, so let's do the inside of that one. And I'll show you. We could be done there. Okay, so I took this one and I stamped it off, and it doesn't quite fit 100%, so I stamped it and I just turned it to give it a little bit of dimension. So you could be done there. That's really very pretty. But I went a little bit farther. I came in with these berries. So let's put our masks back on so we know which way, this way. Okay, and I'm going to put the mask on this leaf this time to start with. Okay, and we're going to this time use the, we are done with the green completely, so we can put that one away. We're going to use Bumblebee. It's a real pretty goldy yellow. So we're going to just ink up this. We're going to stamp one here. Stamp one down here. I might need to move this mask for the leaf. Make sure it's not too far. There we go. We're going to stamp one over here, filling in this space. Put this mask on just to be safe. And I'm going to stamp one over here. And then one more up here between these petals. Okay, now we're going to come in with the filler. And we're going to stamp off. I'm going to fill in those berries. Stamp off. Let's move our mask. Fill in those berries. Like that, I think. So you don't get it perfect, that's fine. It's just the image you're after, or the idea of it. Goes there. Oops, stamp off. Over here, doesn't need masked. Stamp off. Okay, and one more. Stamp off. Probably don't need the mask for this part. Okay. And then leave this mask on. But we're not going to worry about the other mask. Well, we're going to take this off for a minute. We're going to do the gold little spotties in the middle of our flower. Full strength. Okay. And then we're going to come in with this dotty. Oops, I don't want yellow. Let's clean it off. Okay. I want the real red. So I'm going to stamp it in the real red. I'm going to dab it, stamp it off. I stamped it twice off, and then I'm just going to use this to add a little bit of spotting around the edge. I'm sorry, the light is doing some funky things. I don't know why. Well, I guess we're having a strobe effect for the end of this video. See if that's any better. Okay, so I'm not necessarily even using the whole entirety of the spottage. I'm just adding some spots in. Okay, and there's what I've stamped. Okay. Move all these stamps out of the way. Bring in our card base. Close up this ink so I don't get it on anything. Alright, and I'm going to bring in my seal. I'm going to put seal on the back of this. And center it up on this red piece. The white layer is 1/8 of an inch smaller than the red layer. It's 1/4 inch smaller, so it's going to have a 1/8 of an inch border. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, then this piece, it's the same size as the front of the card, so make sure your card's opening the correct way. Set the piece on the table, set the card on the table, line up the edge. There you go. You can always trim off a little bit if you need to. Alright, then I came in with my Wink of Stella, and I put Wink of Stella dots on top of the yellow, and little C strokes on top of the yellow. Just squeezing it to get a little more to come down. And that is my card. Here's the one we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.